Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 233 of Dissonant Way.
Hello.
It's me, Domino, Ritz, and Trix are here as well. Manny is sitting next to me. Yes.
Manny. Raven's sleeping.
And speaking of animals, we have a somewhat animal-themed list this week of stuff to listen to. It kind of peters off halfway, but you know. We got a Hawkwind, Trix's pick, Warrior on the Edge of Time. I picked the deluxe edition of my coat as a my coat hanger as a necklace by Lobsterfight. The I Love You Like Pizza single from Cash Jazzy. Hound, Who's Got Your Back, that's a new EP. And the Surviving Tracks from Civic Insanity. The, as far as I can tell, first band of Ethan Rader's fame and fortune and whatnot. And Ritz, you just picked Genesis Owusu's Redstar, Woo, and the Worldwide Scourge.
That I did. Well, where do we want to start this week? Trix, it's your pick to choose which one we start with. If you want to choose your pick,
why don't we start with the one that I'm the most uncomfortable talking about?
Is it Civic Insanity?
Sure. It's Civic Insanity.
I mean, what is uncomfortable because it's kids making music?
Yeah, I have a hard time judging things made by kids. And it's a high school band. It's gonna be bad.
I mean, I
think...
but
if we compare it to Bro Spice, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, I could take a shit that would sound better than Bro Spice, I think.
I think, you know...
Careful when you say that, Trix, because someone will probably offer.
Hey, open DMs, make me an offer, I will record shit. Audio.
Finally, making money off Dissonant Waves.
I will literally eat as much dairy as you want me to.
Damn. But
serious.
But the question is, when is it okay to judge something that's made by children and when is it not? Is it when it's released professionally?
That is a good question.
Yeah.
I mean, normally when we you consider when we're judging something made by children, we usually keep that context in. We go, well, you know, they're kids, so that's not the same level, but I mean, you do have bands that had success and critical acclaim before they were adults. You know, Silverchair's obviously a big one for that, especially in Australian law. Linda's a couple of years ago. I think some of them still aren't even 18. Maybe they're recent, but didn't know their ages. But I know they started off pretty young. You know, they've had all the mercy of music journalism. Does music journalism decide to go easier on them because they're kids? And also a big one kind of recently, band called Maple's Pet Dinosaur. You know, my personal take on it is that it's pure high school music, but they're high schoolers, so it's fine. But also, they're signed to a label, so they're under the same mercy as adults in that sense.
I mean, if it's released music, that's going to be judged by people when they find it.
Yeah.
So that is something to keep in mind. And, you know, I think for us, this specific thing is interesting because this is, for as far as we can tell, the end of a long journey that we've taken throughout this whole podcast, right? And so there's some significance there. So, and again, we've done Silverchair. We've done things with band members that are this age or younger.
Yes, Emily Montes.
I mean, okay, that's a little bit of an exception. It's a little bit of an exception on that one, but aside from that, I get not wanting to be too harsh, but this is old now. This is 16 years old, roughly. 15, 16 years old. They're adults, and they left it up online. Maybe they can't take it down. Who knows? But the Facebook page is still up. The Reverb Nation page is still up. I don't know. It's something that anyone can find and make an opinion about. And I think for us, I think the easy thing to say is, hey, it's not Bro Spice.
Yeah.
And
I think it's an easy thing to say.
I think it's interesting that they started here and then went to Bro Spice and then moved on.
Yeah.
In a way, some of the music here, it's not good. It's also not, recorded or if I just fucked it up in the bitrate transfers between copying it from Reverb Nation or whatever and fucked it up to make it sound a little crunchy, sure. But it sounds at times like I'm like, did they actually write this, or did they take this from something?
Yeah, I definitely kind of got that vibe while listening to it, but again, that's also another one of those things where you kind of you give it that leeway due to the age.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't sound like anything I've heard before. I mean, of course, it sounds, a little bit derivative of other stuff you've heard like it, but I've never heard that exact melody before.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
For all I know, it truly is original, and I don't know what
but
you call
also, like, quite recently, we did All That's Left of You, and they do the melody to Zelda.
Sure.
So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's not like they would be the first people to I guess take a melody and use it themselves, and it's also not like doing that is creatively bankrupt.
No.
But again, I think we're a little more okay with that because it's professionally released on Bandcamp, so like that lends it a sense of credibility, right?
Yeah.
And that's probably a bit of a double standard, absolutely. And I'm just speculating on what this is and what this is from, because essentially, for everyone who does not know, because this is super obscure, there are 3 tracks, but there were essentially 2. One is like an unnamed that we later find out is called Those Tracks, and then there's a ska piece.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ska piece is fine, other than they didn't really keep to their time signature.
No.
They kind of fall over each other a little bit, but other than that, it sounds fine.
Yeah.
The other one, obviously, the vocals are the roughest thing about it. It's interesting having it without the vocals because I think it sounds a bit better without it.
Yeah.
But this is the starting point as far as we can tell. This is the origin, and it has the ska that was really big in my area at the time. It has more of like a rock sensibility, I guess, like a more classic rock. Would you call it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's not trying to be like ska. It's not trying to be like indie or anything. It sounds more like a Turn the Page-esque grandiosity in a way.
I can hear
Yeah,
that.
I guess classic rock influence. You could probably claim on it.
Grunge, I don't know. That feels a little much too.
Dad rock.
Dad rock, but like it's not awful. Like, we've listened to some dad rock that feels tired and
Big Crush.
yes, I don't think Ritz was there for the big crush listen along.
He was not.
One day.
Sounds like I had a good time then.
One day.
It was my father's friend's band.
I think I can recall you talking about it, but yeah, I don't think I listened.
And we think we did it during our Bruce Willis episode. But
yeah,
that is something that feels tired, you just feel exhausted listening because you've heard it and you know what they're going for and you know what they're doing. This is similarly dad rock, but it feels a little more genuine. It feels like they're trying something because, again, we know the context of them being kids.
Yeah.
So I can't, dislike it for those reasons.
I don't really think there's much more to talk about on it. It's a cool kind of piece of history, especially seeing as this is like as far back as we're probably going to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't mean that it's worth going back to other than just kind of mentioning it, but yeah.
Like, I'm looking at the Facebook page, they were, seemed like they were pushing it for a little bit, and then it just kind of fell into something else. That's kind of how these high school bands go sometimes.
Always.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're Silverchair, but that's a very rare band.
Sometimes they are Silverchair. This time, nah.
But I would love to know the story of how does one go from this to Bro Spice? Is it just listening to Green Day?
Maybe.
I don't want to think about
Spice,
the influence of Green Day on artists because I know it's huge, and I'd rather just hate on Green Day.
Your loss. Green Day rocks.
I mean, Green Day is a very complicated band. We've covered it extensively without Ritz.
We have.
I remember, I'm allowed to have one hot take per day.
I'm sure you'll have more as the episode goes on.
Yeah.
I don't really feel like giving a favorite or least favorite to this one.
Yeah, I mean, there's like 2 tracks. What is there to say about favorites and least favorites?
Yeah.
The bio on Facebook says, "We still need a singer. If you or anyone you know is interested, let us know."
Wild.
Trix, you up for it?
No, thank you. I'm working on my own project.
That's very fair. All right. That's Civic Insanity. We've done it. Hooray.
Yeah.
We did it, Reddit.
Meanwhile, since we're in this area, let's talk about the Cash Jazzy thing.
Ah, yes. This was the true bait and switch of the year, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Hello, Monty.
Cash Jazzy, the single that was released because they tried to pretend that Doug Kinsella from fucking Captain Jazz was kicked out, and then he wasn't because it was all a thing. It was all a ploy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doug claims to only be the guitarist on this one, the rhythm guitarist, and not even lead guitarist, which adds to a little bit more of that getting pushed out of the band joke.
But it's essentially just an extra single from the product sessions, probably.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was made as a joke specifically for this. Who can say?
I mean, that's the whole thing, is that it is a product, that song. So it's yeah.
It is the product, in a way.
Yes.
Holy shit, the product. It is all by accounts like not a great song, but it's also intentionally not a great song.
Not a great song.
It does a good job at making it pretend like it is a real song, like it is a new single. It definitely goes into a lot more of that kind of jokingly accessible, label friendly emo. And the song itself is basically just about comparing a lover to pizza. It is as adding to the joke as cheesy as you can get.
Yes, and that's basically a line from it.
Yeah.
So is it a good joke? Yeah.
Is it a good joke, or is the whole thing a good bit, and this is a part of the bit?
It's a good bit.
I mean, it fooled us.
It did, but
yeah,
I didn't listen to the song until more recently.
Same.
No, I think I listened to it a bit, and I was kind of like, all right, well, I'm not sure if I'm too down with this, but we'll see what it's like in the when the album comes out. And then when the album came out, yeah, it obviously didn't sound like that. It sounded better.
Yes.
But sometimes you gotta be a little cute, a little cheesy, a little obsessive stalkery.
Yeah.
And putting it in a joke song is a little bit better, and making sure that you are properly couching it in context.
Yeah.
It's hard to kind of talk about one song when we don't have any other thing to talk about it with it, but like this,
listen to the product though.
Yeah, this does go down as one of the I guess funnier promos that we've had towards an album release.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Favorites, least favorites.
Favorites, love you like pizza. Least favorites, love you like pizza.
I agree.
I do wonder if they did plan to do more with Old Memories, which was supposed to be the album that this would be a part of. But obviously this was the only song that was ever released from it. It was supposedly the product caused Cash Jazzy to break up, leaving Captain Jazz as the remainder. I obviously I don't think there was ever an intent to do a full album, or at least there wasn't an intent to do a full album past a certain stage of the planning. But I wonder if there's actually like demos or other even if they plan to just do like an EP or something like that in this style. Surely this wasn't the only thing they did.
In my memory,
maybe it's the only thing that got past the demo stage, but
maybe. In my memory, this Bandcamp page had a full album on it. And then once the actual album came out, they just went to the one song.
The Mandela effect.
Check the Wayback Machine, Domino.
Can I just check that for this page specifically?
Yeah, you should be able to.
You should be able to.
Let's see. I'm just like, oh, they have not archived that URL.
Now, Doug, did you do that? Please
know
tell
you're
us. We know you're listening. We don't actually know if you're listening. We hope you're listening.
So there were 2 captures most recently. Yeah. This is. Oh.
What's
No.
this?
It's just something earlier from them. The Want.
Ah, yeah. I mean, there were the demos that were released after the self-titled.
Yeah.
As well. So there was definitely some stuff done in between in between the 2 albums. And that's why despite this like obviously being the worst out of all the product era stuff on purpose, I am still curious. I really hope there was more of this made, because I feel like it's a joke that they could have done just a bit more fun with, but obviously if it's just how it is, it's how it is.
Yeah.
I would like to think that they probably had more ideas at least.
Yeah, is there anything else we need to mention about this? I can't
Nah.
think of it myself.
Not really. It's cool. It's a cool idea.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
It definitely should have been covered by us when we covered the product, but you know, we got to it now. It was never going to be the big talking point of the week.
No.
Yeah, my whole theme this week was kind of things like this.
So I guess let's move on to something else. Shit, what am I gonna pick? You know what? I guess while we're picking all this short stuff, we may as well do Hound, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hound put out another EP.
Yeah, this is a little kind of acoustic EP that I believe they kind of made recorded it basically in one session and then put it out. They did ask me to do CDs for this, but then kind of pulled out, going like, it's only 6 minutes. We might wait until we have a bit more material to put onto a CD, which is fair. That never got past the kind of like the planning idea, but I did remember we were asking to a friend of mine who had like an unofficial remix of a Hound song to see if that was going to go on. Obviously, as you can tell, none of this has kind of come to fruition, but you never know. Maybe it'll come in the future. Maybe this will just be a release added on to whatever the next Hound release is. But yeah, it's a cute little acoustic EP. And I would speak more highly of it, but I've also had the pleasure of hearing the songs like in an actual band format, and yeah, I'm waiting for them to be released in that format, especially Fall, the opener to this. It sounds so much better in a full band and setup than it does in an acoustic format. Not to say that the acoustic format's bad in this. Actually, I think this highlights at least a stronger songwriting than the EP in terms of lyricism.
Yeah.
But that's also because the first EP didn't have much.
Well, when we did the first EP, it kind of got lost in the sauce a little bit that week. So I feel like this one has a little more chance to shine.
Hmm.
And it's like this nice little pocket of like it's acoustic songs, and I feel like the third one's probably the most built out acoustically of the 3.
Yeah.
But they're a nice little mellow thing, and I really like the picture of the cats.
I think it's also showing that Hounds basically what started off as a side project from 2 former members of Pit. I know Alex is in quite a lot of bands, especially some that we have covered, like our mutual friend and Juno, and now Fear Forces as well. But
truly doing a lot of work.
This is actually becoming a proper project, as it has over the past a couple of months. Seeing obviously the band put out a more fleshed out live show. Instead of it being 2 members there, it's actually a full kind of band get up, band touring with them as well. I was there for their first Melbourne show as well, which was great to see them do a bit of an interstate show. Who did they open up for? They opened up for Spouse. I'm more talking about where the band is other than the EP, but that's just what I do for short stuff.
Ritz, can you do me a favor real quick?
Yeah.
You move the controller away from the mic.
I thought it was further away from the mic. I am playing Hades 2 as we talk because I have bought stuff off the Steam sale.
I hear your button pressing incessantly.
I'm
I
playing
didn't realize-
Equal, so you're not the only one.
I didn't realize it was that loud, to be honest. I apologize.
It's
sorry,
it's
Dominic.
quite fine. Just like, oh, that is what that is. Okay, I've never heard that come from your mic before.
What is this sound coming from his mouth? Oh.
Click, 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 click.
Actually, fun thing about Steam. Obviously one of the big things happening in the world right now is the World Cup. Did you see that Brazil lost to Norway?
No.
Something happened.
No.
Bad happened to Brazil.
Well, something always happens bad to Brazil. That's just called Brazil. But I found out about it because Neymar Jr., who's like the famous Brazilian player, he has a Steam account. Like he's a well-known Counter-Strike player because he has like 12,000 hours or something on Counter-Strike. And because everybody knows his account and stuff, they've been spamming it with Norway flags in his comment section.
That's hilarious.
What are we talking about? Hound. I just killed Cerberus in Hades too. Does that count as a hound?
Sure.
Oh
Sure.
yeah.
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 You could put a CD of both of these EPs. I feel like that'd be a good use of CDs.
I think I agree with them in which I think it might be more worth than putting this out with a longer release. Especially just because I feel like a lot of these songs on here can be like they have the structure, they have the well, the structure's the term. I don't know what else I was going to say there. With a full band set up doing these songs, they just sound more or they just have more oomph, I guess is the technical way of saying it.
Sure.
And it's probably more worth just adding these on if these songs get remade or anything, just add them on as an acoustic on the CD like that. And I hope they do because they sound great live. Yeah, that's
Hell yeah.
that's Hound.
Now, why are some of the
favorite-
songs numbered?
Oh, yeah. I think that's just the theme that they want to go for. Sometimes some bands have that kind of theme. Hellions is one that I can think of the top of my head, where they had songs like 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and they'll either be openers or closers around there. Sometimes that's just a way of going, I can't think of a title, so let me just add it as a random number. That could also be the case.
I hope one day we get 1 through 9 or something. We can put them all together.
I hope so too. Favorites for me, I think Fall is my favorite off this, and least favorite's probably number 5. Title track's pretty good as well. Number 5 is a case of it's my least favorite just because it's my least favorite, not because I don't like it. I think this is actually a really easy listen, but it's also only 6 minutes.
Yeah, I like Who's Got Your Back quite a bit. I don't really have a least favorite. It's just an easy listen.
What was your favorite, Raven? You got a favorite, Raven? No, she's just gonna hit me in the balls again because I haven't fed her 1 hour before feeding time. That's what actually happened last week, everybody.
I remember.
I remember.
It hurt. It really hurt. You know how to hurt me, Raven. And she's bit me again.
Favorites for me, I'll go Who's Got Your Back. Least favorite, number 5.
Okay. Now, let's change it up. Let's talk about Hawkwind.
Hawkwind! I picked this because this was the band Lemmy was in, of Motorhead. Before Motorhead, he got kicked out of this band for, guess what? Doing drugs.
How do you get kicked out of this band for doing drugs? I feel like the only way to enjoy this album is to be on drugs.
He was doing the wrong drugs.
I was gonna say, because I didn't really care for this one sober.
Lemmy loved speed.
He's the king of speed, you could say.
Yes.
1975. What a year.
Yeah.
This feels like it should be later.
Space rock.
Because like there are some interesting things. Like I think Assault and Battery and The Void as a 2-parter are really interesting, and they have some like synth and sax stuff that I'm big on, like horns, and then like Kings of Speed feels like one of those, like, it shouldn't work because it feels almost too tame to be, like, hard rock. But there's something about it that like, little glint in your eye. It feels nice. And then
Brings
Motorhead's
a tear
Motorhead.
to Dominic's eye.
And like Motorhead's like the crowning jewel, even though that was originally a B side that they've just put on, later on. Like, I think Motorhead actually makes this album better. And then not to say that there's something bad throughout. Like, it's interesting in that it's very, fantasy focused, and there's a lot of like narration and like talks about wizards and stuff.
This album is technically a prequel to Blue Oyster Cult's Fire of Unknown Origin as well.
How so?
A lot of the themes were written by Michael Moorcock,
Yes.
as was a lot of the themes, like Veterans of Psychic Wars, off of the Fire of Unknown.
Oh, interesting. Huh. He certainly got around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely agree with Dominic in appreciating the instrumentation that's gone into this album. I just felt, I mean, that opener, I just felt didn't really justify its runtime, which might be controversial to some, but maybe that's the hot take that I have for the week. It didn't really feel like it was going anywhere, and just a bit of wasted potential. If I could be truly pretentious.
Fair.
I don't know if I agree. I feel like, again, this was more of like an easy listen because it felt very... It was meandering, but never like truly lost, if I could be as equally pretentious.
Well, yeah, it's not like the album has constant long stretches of nothing. It really is only, like, I think 2 or 3 songs that have a longer runtime, but I didn't feel any of them justified it, which, probably a bit rough to say, I'll admit, but it's just how I felt listening to this. It was kind of one of those, yeah, I get it. Now I'm just kind of waiting for it to be over so I can you get on to the next one. Maybe that's not the best thought process to be going into an album with or listening to an album with, but it's kind of where it had me.
With that, I think this is an important album because I think without this album we wouldn't have stuff like Slift.
I mean,
Yeah,
will we have
maybe.
Motorhead if not for this album?
Yeah, we wouldn't have Motorhead. Motorhead was named after that track because the original name for Motorhead was just Bastards.
And you can't have a band called that.
No, you can't have a band called Bastards play Top of the Pops.
Nah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Like, fuck it,
Motorhead. And of course, the Ace of Spades is a classic.
Oh, of course. That wasn't until a later album. It wasn't off of their first one.
Yeah, it was a self-titled album, by the way.
It was off of...
Self-titled of Ace of Spades.
Yes, it was off of Ace of Spades, which was number 4, I believe. Yes, number 4.
They were doing it for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like they went for a different direction, right? Where Hawkwind is much more fantasy and spacey. This is a little more hard. But I've only really listened to Ace of Spades, so maybe the rest of the Motorhead discography is not that. I don't know.
Hey, there's also that other song in Guitar Hero World Tour, which kind of sounds like Ace of Spades, but it's not.
I didn't play World Tour.
I did. Overkill, baby.
I feel like I heard of Overkill in something. Well, I just play Tony Hawk 3 a ton.
That's fair. That's really fair.
Yeah.
Let's get a Freezer classic. Forever be a classic.
It is the classic.
Also, if we're talking Motorhead, I'll also give a shout out to the track "Eat the Rich."
Yeah, that's good too. Sorry, I was choking on the rich.
Holy fuck. Is that a reference to Hawkwind?
But I feel like this had the potential to be not great at all and not hold up in any way. And we've been there, we've experienced that kind of thing.
Yes.
It was not that bad.
I will also say this is interesting because when Lemmy joined the band, he wasn't the bass player.
Okay, what was he?
He auditioned for a guitar player, and then when he showed up for the first gig, the bass player just didn't show up, but left his bass, and so it's like, guess you're playing bass now.
Sometimes that shit happens, I guess, huh?
And then he became one of the most legendary bass players.
And the rest is history.
And he would drink a bottle of Jack Daniels a day.
That's so much alcohol, Jesus.
And he only switched it to a vodka once he got diabetes. Like 2 years before he died.
Oh, you should have kept the whiskey up then.
Yeah.
Now, interestingly, we've listened to a number of albums from 1975. We're at a
But we
point
have
where
not listened to the 1975 yet.
No, we have not. We have better things to do than listen to the 1975.
Yes, we do.
I would hope so, yeah.
But we're at a point now where we can feasibly compare what we listen to, which has been the Rocky Horror Picture Show soundtrack, Nazareth's Hair of the Dog, Fish Out of Water by Chris Squire, Fleetwood Mac's White Album, and now this.
What Rush album was 75?
Let's see. Before it was
Fly
self-titled,
By
after
Night.
it was 2112. We've not done Fly By Night yet.
Or Caress of Steel.
Correct.
Both good albums.
So there is Rush to listen to in this time. We can compare it. Because I think 1975 as a whole, obviously from the small selection that we have, some of it is not held up, but there's a number of albums here that I think are still important, have still held up.
Yeah.
Like the Rocky Horror Picture Show soundtrack is still sung and quoted all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Chris Squire, respected by progressive people, progressive musicians. Nazareth, not so much. But Fleetwood Mac has only gotten more popular, I feel like.
Yeah. Wild. This is up there, though, in terms of our 1975 listens.
Yeah. Interesting that you have, like, Hawkwind doing, like, King of Speed and Motorhead compared to, like, Rhiannon and Landslide.
Yeah.
At the same time, even.
Wild.
That's all I really get to say about Hawkwind. It's cool. I liked it.
It's just got to go down for me as one of the albums I've listened to in my life.
Okay. You don't have the reverence for Lemmy that I do, I guess.
I wish I could say that I did.
Would you rather listen to this or Black Moses?
Black Moses was Isaac Hayes, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Black Moses.
All right.
I haven't listened to Black Moses in a while, but I can still remember a bit of how that album sounds. So
I mean,
it's a great album.
I think a lot of those early ones for us are just kind of baked in at this point because it was early part of the show.
Yeah.
A lot of that stuff, like, important to us now.
Yeah.
But favorites and least favorites, I do like Assault and Battery plus The Golden Void. Also Kings of Speed and Motorhead. I think Opaloka was alright as well.
That is the one track Lemmy does not play bass on.
Huh. And I do like the interstitial stuff, the narration. I feel like it fits the weird vibe of the album.
The wizard blew his horn.
My least favorite is probably something like Warriors or Dying Seas. One of those, I think, is a narration track, so whatever one that isn't.
I think Warriors.
So maybe Dying Seas, then, at least.
Yeah. Favorites for me, I'll say Motorhead, Spiral Galaxy 2496-8, and Opaloka. Least favorite, honestly, the opening track.
Interesting.
Some aggressive synth that just vibrates my brain wrong.
And you know that's 2894-8, right?
I have dyscalculia, dog.
Oh, shit. If I knew that, I forgot.
I'm gonna be a coward and call it a blunder. It's not a blunder, but I don't really have a favorite or a least favorite, and we're pretty loose with the term these days anyway.
Yeah.
The show is only deconstructed what we feel about blunders.
Basically, if we go an episode without calling something a blender, we haven't done the episode.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on.
What do you want to move on to?
I feel like the move... Well... I feel like the move is to go to Lobster Fight next.
Yes. This is not the first time you've done something like this, Dominic, where you've repicked an album.
Yeah, the first time was purely for the joke of it. This time, because my Cold Hairs and Necklace is the new album by Lobsterfight. It's the third album, and it is one of the few that I remember us specifically saying we wished it was mixed better.
And
Yeah.
they've mixed it better.
They have.
And then they released, there's a live set in there. There's a ton of demos in there. There's again an extra track if you buy it. It's a demo of Knots and Ties.
Yep.
So I mean, like, as opposed to when we did Ants from Up There again, I feel like this one's a little more deserving of reevaluating a little bit.
Yeah.
Well,
go ahead.
If it was mixed like this last year, there probably would have been a bit more of this album in my playlist. I don't think it's as good as Sun Soaking still, but actually being able to kind of more properly understand now how the songs were supposed to play out without it kind of being trying to fight through the mix to hear all the different instrumentation going on. It pops out a lot more in a great way.
Mm-hmm.
And it, again, kind of just makes me question the mixing on the original release.
I do appreciate that they mixed it better, and you can hear the vocals, you can hear the individual instruments a lot more. I actually would say they could go further. Like, there's a part of me that just wants this to be mixed normally, God damn it.
And I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Because I think you could get away with it because the songs are good enough to just mix it normally. And by normally, I mean, vocals at top, like guitars underneath it, and then drums and everything else kind of descending beneath that. Like there is stuff here. Like I said at the time, I think, but even clearly now, there's a lot of Beach Boys inspiration. There's a lot of like interesting crooning going on at times. Like when you hear the demos and how they're mixed, it's interesting. Like being able to appreciate some of the lyrics. So like, "Hang Me Up Dry," because even now I don't know if I totally hear them in the original in the new mix, but it's when I hear the demo, it's like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah.
Like there's a catharsis there, but it's like I get that there's like an art to this, and like you kind of want to get certain things out of it as artists, but also just do it. Just do it normal and see how you feel.
Yeah. And also, unlike the Black Country when we did the album again, this is a case in where I feel like the deluxe tracks aren't why we kind of want to talk about this album. It is kind of like now a redo of the album, and I still feel like my highlights from the album kind of stay the same. However, I'm a little bit more appreciative to the rest of the album, just because it all pops out and it makes kind of those highlights stand out a lot more. Like "Hang Me Up Dry" was one of my favorites on kind of first listens to this, but now that it pops out a lot more, like I like it more than Sebastiano, just because it's able to kind of just hit hard.
Yeah.
And it gives you what I liked of Lobsterfight in Sun Soaking. It's those moments where everything comes together that hit the most, just because everything's so apart from each other and the rest of it. But also you can kind of still notice everything being apart from each other in Sun Soaking.
It's still very much a headphones on kind of album.
For sure.
But again, you're able to hear the melodies a lot better. You're able to, like, I can tell you a little bit more why I like Sebastian. I can tell you a little bit more why I think, Damn Spots to Hell is interesting. Because you can sit down with it and digest it and not have to constantly fight to hear it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, and having some of the context of, like, the live show where they cheer at the beginning of a graphic novelization is interesting. It's cool. It really makes that stuff feel special.
Yeah.
Now, do I also want to be a little criticizing that they do Sleeper's Disease like 4 times? A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really curious why the track listing is done the way that it is, with the live tracks done the way they are. But it's cool that they're there.
Yeah, for sure.
In a way, it's kind of like Well, we put Sleepers and Z's on here because we actually want you to hear the lyrics, and so we're going to kind of hammer them into you. So pay attention, motherfucker.
Yeah.
But even then, Sleeper's Disease doesn't come out as one of the highlights of this album.
No, but it's not bad.
No.
No, it's it definitely improves, but I feel like songs, even the opener, Always Tired All the Time, or VeggieTales Superstar, even After All You're Here, they all have kind of like popped up a lot more from this mixing.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I also really like I Don't Want to Excuse as an acoustic track.
Definitely.
Trix, I'm
Again,
curious how you feel, because I feel like sometimes we kind of drag you along with some of this stuff.
I'm kind of this. It was an interesting album for sure. I definitely needed more time spent digesting it.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to listen to in the kitchen. I didn't really put it on. Tracks would pop on, like on radio.
Yeah, because you were showing us what albums were on this week.
Yes, which fun experiment. I think. What did you guys think?
I was intrigued. I wanted to know where our album picks were, but I was intrigued.
You listened to RMFC twice.
I love that album. Not gonna lie.
That's fair. RMFC is pretty cool. I like RMFC.
Yeah.
Rich just likes it when you mention Australia.
Yeah, and I listen to a lot of Australian artists.
I know. I only did it when you did it to like one artist, and you're like, look up above, and it's like, I know.
Yeah.
I give Lobsterfight credit for leaving both versions of the album up.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I guess we kind of did this before when we did the car seat headrest stuff, but even then it was different. Like that was like a whole reworking of the album. This is just, hey, let's remix it and add more.
And that remixing has gone from making this an album that I really was kind of disappointed by to a better effort. It's changed quite a lot. I'm really happy that they've done this, even if they've done it basically a year after as the anniversary. Yeah, I think that's really all I have to say about it. In terms of the whole concepts and structures of songs, it still does stay the same. I don't think the deluxe tracks, for me personally, do anything other than just, well, here's more of it. I wouldn't say there's anything where I'd go, yeah, let me swap these over, and that would make this album better.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Raven, what do you think? I think she's wanting a bit of a cuddle for food. Yeah. Yep. That's her hugging my hand and biting it at the same time. That's a girl.
Classic.
That's how they do it.
I'm also. This is also the first time we cover Lobsterfight after I have seen them. Yeah, as I said before, great live show. The chaos and everything really makes sense in a live setting. It really hits in a way that not even the albums can replicate. And I appreciate them a lot more for that as well. Like, my opinion of them was probably at its lowest after listening to the original version of the album. Now that I've had this, and now that I've had the live set, I appreciate Lobsterfight a lot more than I ever have.
Good.
Cuddle, Raven. Raven, you want to say anything to the people listening? You want to tell them about how you're biting my hand just then? Nah, she just wants to purr and cuddle. This is a cat podcast. You want what? You want to purr and cuddle as well?
I mean, yeah, when Manny's here.
Yeah.
Well, then come over. Get yourself into my lap, Dominic.
Well, your lap's big enough. Big cat.
Well, it can fit a cat, so.
I think Monty is the biggest cat of all the Dissonant Waves cats.
Yeah, well, I mean, Raven's still kind of a kitten.
Monty is 20 pounds of muscle.
Don't know how much Manny weighs. He eats a lot. Probably a lot. I don't know.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go get Raven a checkup soon and do the whole like, let's see how your diet's going. Are you good? Are you good? Are we feeding her too much? Are we feeding her too little? She seems healthy, but you never know until the vet goes, actually, here's how you're a terrible pet owner. And you're like, shit, let me fix that.
Yeah.
Let it be known this podcast went from 1 dog to 3 cats.
Yeah.
The dog is still alive. Lexi is still fine. She's living with my parents, but
actually, when I started this on this podcast, I had 2 cats at the home I was living at, and I'm pretty sure if there were a couple times where I would have recorded over at Ash's home place, and I think her cat then might have been living there. So this isn't even the first cat for me.
No, I don't
I
think you
just
ever mentioned
love
the cats back then.
No, I mean my ambient Project Others album releases, they've got my cats in them.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, shit. I'll let me corrected.
You are correct.
Yeah, Snazzy and Tabitha. Snazzy was the Torty and Tabby was the Tabby. It's just easier to remember that way.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And now we got this little Torty called Raven, and she's so adorable, and she's such a bitch, and we love her.
That's how I feel.
All cats.
Who woke us up at 4:30? You did.
All cats are
She
petty.
was, yeah. She ran on the exercise wheel at 4:30 a.m. Because she likes to get fed, and Ash decided. I think she was really pissed one day, in the morning, because Raven woke her up begging for food. I think it was like 3:30 a.m. or something like that. So Ash was like, "Okay, I'll feed you," but then you had to get on the exercise wheel right after. And I was like to Ash, "Come on, you're just being petty because she woke you up early." But it's actually caused a bigger problem, in which now Raven realizes that if she wants to alert everybody that she's hungry or wants attention, she just goes and make loud noises on the wheel.
That's hilarious.
She learns.
So,
she listens.
She learned. She really learned, but unfortunately, the lesson is to me and Ash, and mostly to Ash. I'm kind of just been a collateral damage in this whole
Cat lateral damage.
Yeah, that's a good game if you haven't played it. It's like it's
It is.
not a fantastic one, but it's a pretty fun couple minutes.
It's fun.
So you're getting hugged and cuddled now, Raven. You're not going on to. And she sleeps on Ash's PC tower because it's warm.
Aw. Adorable.
It's cute.
Anyway, lobster fight. Favorites and least favorites. Favorites for me. Hang Me Up Dry. VeggieTales Superstar. I still like Sebastiana, but it's gone down just because the other songs have gone up. Least favorite. I feel like there's nowhere else I'd rather be. Is kind of an unnecessary closer after All You're Here.
It was the original hidden track of the album, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually do like that track now that it's like more surfaced because it's in the middle of the album now. But Even After All You're Here is a great closer. If I go for favorite to least favorites overall, of course, Sebastiana, Rob Stan Spots to Hell, Long, VeggieTales Superstar, Quite Like I Don't Want to Excuse. It's probably my new favorite of the new tracks. And of course, Even After All You're Here and There's Nowhere Else I'd Rather Be. My least favorite, probably something like Cracking Windows or something. Maybe some of the live tracks. I don't know.
Favorites for me, I'll probably say In My Room and VeggieTales Superstar. Least favorite, probably one of the demos. I'll say Even When the Trees Fall.
I just learned that Raven is shedding. Guess
Yeah.
how?
She shit on you?
Yep.
They do that.
Yeah, save that hair and make a new Raven out of it.
I
What
just
a
found
tribute.
I found my first whisker the other day.
Aww.
Congratulations on your whisker.
Well,
I have it in a joint tube
Oh,
because I wanted to save it.
fair enough.
I think we've only got the one thing left now, don't we?
We do. Let's introduce it.
Alright, so Genesis Owusu, Redstar Wu and the Worldwide Scourge.
Yeah.
I picked this because I haven't really gotten around to the new Genesis Owusu yet. So I figured, alright, let's get myself actually listening to this because I have historically liked Genesis Owusu's albums. We're all pretty fond of the past two Genesis Owusu albums. This one seems to be getting the same critical reception, so figured we'd cover it and finally get around to it.
Yeah.
It's good, but I'm not in love with it like the other two.
That's
I
fair.
agree, actually.
Yeah.
And I think I kept thinking part of it is that it just sometimes an album just comes in a week where you're not there for it, you're not ready for it, it's just not the time to listen to it.
Yeah.
And, like, someone would say, oh, but this is, like, really critical of politics and the way America's going, and it's July 4th. Perfect time to listen to it. I'm also fucking overloaded on this shit. I'm so fucking tired of, like, fucking America being a worldwide scourge right now that fucking listening to an album about it, it's like, yeah, I know. It's awful, isn't it?
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, I'm not in the same boat as you, and I'm still having a similar case of like it feels it feels like an album that I'm just struggling to enjoy, and everyone else is. But it's not like I want to go and do a critique in the same way as you. Like I was reading along to the lyrics as this album was going on. It's still as sharp
Yeah.
as Genesis has ever been.
I agree with pretty much everything he's saying.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not like it's the same topics that he's gone on about on the past two albums as well. I mean, yes, Smiling with No Teeth had some political moments on it, like I Don't See Color being one of those kind of like big ones. And talking about kind of news and its views on race, but trying to hide its racism. And then Struggler obviously talked. It was probably a bit more of a concise album that had a lot of topics about depression and everything on here. Here, this one's a lot more kind of worldwide politics going on here. Raven, you're not getting attention right now. She's on the wheel.
She's on the wheel.
She can see me looking. I need to move the wheel back out of this room. It was moved because some people were staying over, and now she's doing that. Obviously, there's actually quite a lot of mentions of like Palestine on here. Obviously, there's a lot of mentions about America on here as well. There's literally a song called "Most Normal American Voter." Death Cult Zombie is another one that kind of goes into that whole kind of like mindless politics and kind of attacking it, and it's great. Genesis isn't missing a beat with any of this, and yet I'm just struggling to find a reason to come back to this album. I'm not even disappointed.
I feel the same way. And I kept thinking, is it just me? Is it just not for me right now? Is it for me later? And now that you're saying the same, like a similar thing, I'm like, what is it about this that has us both reacting like this?
Yeah.
And I've definitely seen a lot of people who are going like, "Oh, it's another one of those goated albums," and I it's one of those like I want to disagree, but I can't tell you why I'm disagreeing. Is it just because I feel like this album's missing something? Maybe it's that, but I definitely can't say that it's the same album or anything like that. So it's not like I can go, "Oh, I'm not listening to this because I'd rather listen to Struggler or I'd rather listen to Smiling with No Teeth." It stands out on its own. It's maybe it is just missing something, but it's not even like the sound that it's going for. It's not like it's a terrible sound or something like that. Like I vibe with it.
I vibe with a lot of it. Yeah.
It's not like the new Black Country New Road, in which I spent so long trying to get into it, and it just would constantly go in one ear out the other. There's memorable sounds off this album. It's not that case. I just don't know. I really It's kind of how I felt about that Tropical Fuckstorm album.
And I like that one. I didn't feel that with you at the time. But this time,
I can appreciate everything that's going on.
Yeah.
But just sometimes, and it just happens with music because music is subjective, and sometimes you just have to go and say, I don't think this is for me.
I think I can make an apt comparison here. I think you guys are feeling about this the way I felt about Proper.
That's a poll for sure.
Yeah, that's a fair one, because Proper was a pretty political album. It was, to me, I was definitely fucking with that a lot more. I feel like it's a lot more basic in sound compared to what Genesis is doing on this one.
Yeah. I mean, there was definitely tracks on Proper that, like Gene, I still go back to quite a bit, and it still hits.
I don't go back to Proper.
I haven't gone back in a while, but do remember liking songs like Shock and Jive and McConnell.
But actually, the album I was thinking about a lot was Social Cohesion.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
because that's very kind of. I mean, Social Cohesion goes a lot more. Well, it attacks a lot more.
maybe
for
that's
one.
what it's missing.
Yeah.
But also, this is kind of ironically more cohesive of an album than Social Cohesion is, just in terms of the sound.
Right. But, like, Social Cohesion hit me like a fucking truck at the time.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, fuck. This whole thing fucking goes. Holy shit. And so we've had that, and we've listened to that, and, like, it's been, what, a year now almost since we listened to that.
Yeah.
And now we have this, and I feel like it's somewhat similar, and I agree with it. You know, a lot of what it's saying in its message, politically, all that stuff. Is it just that Social Cohesion is more attacky, is even more of, like, going for bangers and shit, too?
Well, for me, I can't fully agree because I didn't even really think about Social Cohesion when listening to this album. But I can definitely understand kind of your point on that. Maybe it is that case that this is maybe just like lacking that that kind of banger songwriting that Social Cohesion had, but also
But it's a different
like
album,
it's
right?
it's two different ways of song production. It's
Because I
a
think
bit
that's
hard to tell you that an album needs more if I can't tell you
right.
where it needs more.
Because I think, you know, like Death
Yeah.
Cult Zombie, and, you know, that gets the point across very well.
Yeah.
But, like, there's no song like Fuck My Enemies, right? And that was like the stuff that really just, it was like in my bloodstream that week.
Yeah. It's a bit rough to compare a bit of apples and oranges, but there also are kind of comparing apples here. So yeah, I feel like this is it's hard to say like this is their worst album, but also kind of going away where you're like, what? But I can't tell you why.
If someone told me this is their favorite Genesis album, I would totally get it. Like,
Yeah.
I think, you know, factually, if you go down the list, how expansive it is, the topics it covers, the features, it all works very well on paper.
Yeah.
But, Trix, what did you think? Because you're the least hip hop of the three of us, I think.
It was alright. There were some moments that stood out. There was one track on it that almost sounded like a Viagra Boys track.
That sounds like that would make sense. I mean, I see a track here that's covered by Kieran J. Callahan.
I'm looking here right now. I liked Stampede. Stampede was a good track.
Yeah, I like Stampede as well.
Was it Most a Normal American Voter that sounded like I forget.
I couldn't tell you right now.
The Viagra Boys. Yeah.
It was
I'm
Most
thinking
Normal
about it.
American Voter. It's alright.
Yeah,
Maybe-
I'm afraid that's just how I feel as well. It's just
Maybe I'm
It's
not
alright.
getting, like, I feel like the whole Redstar Woo thing is kind of like somewhat of like a superhero kind of thing.
Maybe.
But I'm not getting that aspect of it either.
I assume Redstar would just kind of be like a Owusu with the Woo, and the Redstar would be kind of like a communist thing, which can kind of talk about left or communism and that kind of whole thing, but actually like talking about like socialist politics. That's just
Yeah.
what I assumed
Yeah.
it was.
That part I can get down with. Absolutely. I think I was
sure.
reading something about it being a little more of like an identity aspect of like a character or something.
Okay.
Or at
This
least-
probably is. I mean, Smiling with No Teeth had the black
the dog.
dog. Yeah, Struggler had the roach. So
Yes.
I'm sure there is that similar theme that's in this one. I haven't gone further enough into this album to tell you that. Unfortunately, I don't know if I ever will.
I'm breaking it down in my head right now. Maybe for me that part of it is like kind of blocking the rest of it. I don't know, because I feel like you don't need to do the character thing with the lyrics and the songs the way they are.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can just call it Worldwide Scourge or something. Like, I'm not telling him what to do necessarily, just like, I think kind of like conceptualizing a character the way that this does, or I think it does at least, I don't know if it's necessary for this. But it could be a lot of things I've already said. If it's that, if it's, there's not as much attack, even though some of the lyrics do hit, and there are some good points made. But I'm just kind of thinking about, like, is it the presentation? Is it the lack of something? Like you said, something missing that I can't quite describe. But I feel like these are all aspects.
Fair.
Yeah, I guess favorites, least favorites. I think my favorites are Stampede and Difficult Zombie. Least favorite, I'm gonna give to something like Big Dog or One for Olds, because I feel as this album closed off, it didn't get stronger.
This will be my blending.
That's fair.
But
That's
I'll
fair.
shout out Stampede and Most Normal American Voter.
I like Death Called Zombie. I like Most Normal American Voter. Maybe I like Blessed Are the Meek. But I feel like I'm not really pulled in too many directions on this one. It just kind of comes and goes.
Fair.
But I hate to call it a blunder, because this album, I think, is strong. Like, when I break it down in the logic part of my brain, it all sounds very good.
Yeah.
It's a disconnect somewhere. Don't know what it is. Manny, what do you think it is? Is it butting your head into my hand? Yeah, I think so too.
Oh, Manny's adorable. Alrighty.
Yeah. Well, rankings, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm happy to start. I
Sure.
think Civic Insanity has to be the least favorite. Then I'm gonna put Hawkwind. I'm not gonna bother about Cash Jazzy. Then I'm going to put. Let's see. I think I've got to put Hound after Hawkwind. Then I've got to do Genesis, and then I've got to do Lobsterfight as number one.
Hard this week. Civic Insanity is definitely last. Then I will put Hound. Then Genesis, I think. Then Hawkwind. Then just to count it for shits and giggles, it's not official, but Cash Jazzy. It's a bad song, but it's fun. And then I guess, is Lobsterfight my favorite of the week? It doesn't feel right, but I guess that would be it.
Gotcha. I'm going to throw the Civic Insanity at the bottom, then probably the Cash Jazzy single. Then I'm gonna throw Genesis Owusu. Owusu. It's 4 a.m. Then I'll go Hound, Lobster Fight, Wind.
I leave this episode more befuddled than sure of anything. But that does lead us into our next episode. And I did not queue these things up yet, so if someone wants to go while I queue these things up.
I'm currently. Oh shit! None of us are prepared.
I'll go first. I know the album I'm picking, and I've got it queued up now.
Okay.
I'm going to continue along the theme that I started this week, as Domino so astutely guessed. We're talking Motorhead. I want to talk about the album Rock and Roll.
All right. Rock and Roll by Motorhead.
Dominic, go ahead. I'm just trying to see if I can find a small little EP, since I got a short pick.
See, okay,
I'm trying short too, so I'm cool with it.
See, this is the thing that I had to find this song specifically. Okay. We are entering the end point of this thing I've been doing that I have not described to either of you, but I know what I'm doing. We're not at the final stage just yet. We are at the second to last. And so, with that, my first pick will be Post Office Winter. Everything else we have not covered by them.
Okay.
Which is the Songs for a Scientist EP or album, Aaron's song, the Ratatouille collaboration, and the newer single, The Whole World in Its Single Teaspoon. Now, cool stuff there, but that's not enough. And really, this whole experience we've been doing with like Kevin Federline and Limp Bizkit and everything, it's really been making me wonder what is painful for me. What do I hate the most? And I know I've told you both about this before, and so I really had to think about what gives me pain. I need to find this album. It is going to be Save Me San Francisco by Train.
Oh.
God.
With their hit single, Soul Sister.
Soul Sister.
That
hurts, Ravi.
I fucking hate that song. And the only one on Spotify is some bullshit Golden Gate edition. What the fuck is this? It's not gonna. It's just gonna be the regular version. I'm not interested in doing all this extra shit.
Okay.
So we'll just it's just gonna be the first 11 tracks of this thing. It's just the original, not the Golden Gate edition. Because fuck all that.
Okay.
But those are my picks.
Sick.
Raven is currently on the back of my chair, making sure that I can't lean back until she is fed. So I'll hurry through this one. So first off, to start off, the album for next week I'm going to do is Feeble Little Horse's new album, which I've already forgotten what the name of the album actually is, because I just always considered it as Feeble Little Horse's new album. And I'm using this time, Bitnot. There we go. But that's a short album. It's only 25 minutes. I'm not planning on trying to stretch out for an hour, but also I figured, hey, this might be a good time to finally get a head start on a project I've kind of been teasing for a while now, which is, well, properly going through the history of Oz Scrams. So may as well start it off with some adjacent bands to get some EPs that are pretty short to listen to. So we'll be doing Blue Line Medics, a working title in green, and the split between Arrows and American band Empire, I Was a Lonely Estate.
I've heard of that band.
Okay.
They're, in total, those two EPs shorter than The Feeble Little Horse. So
Gotcha.
All right. And I feel like I should say, just in case people are scared, no, I'm not quitting the podcast. This is not a project I'm doing in service of that. So, go on.
We figured as much.
And Raven has now fallen asleep in my chair, deciding that she wants to take it all up, probably forgetting about her food for approximately another 30 seconds. So, Raven, do you have any parting words? Do you? Or do you want to just bite me again, Missy? She's purring. She's a lovely little cat. I forgive her for everything.
All right, so that leaves us with our choices being Rock and Roll by Motorhead, Post Office Winter, Songs for a Scientist, Aaron's Song, which is a collaboration with Ratatouille, and the new single, Their Whole World, The Single Teaspoon, and of course, the album by Train, Save Me San Francisco, which
all right
will cause me a lot of pain. And then Trix is picked, Bit Not by Feeble Little Horse, working title Ritz, working title in green by Blue Line Medic, and a split between Arrows and Empire, I Was a Lonely Estate. That has been it for Dissonant Waves this week. My name is Dominic. You can catch me on Blue Sky at DACICHOCKI.bsky.social, and also editing this podcast.
I've been Riddle, and you can catch me petting Raven until she finally stops biting me.
I have been Trix, and you can catch me rooting around in the trash somewhere.
And that is it for this episode. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful day-night cycle. however you sleep. Bye bye.